You wake up tired even after a full night of sleep. Your body feels stiff, your mind foggy, and your energy disappears before your day even begins. What if the way you start your mornings is quietly sabotaging your health and your life? Let me be honest with you. Most men over 40 start their days reacting instead of preparing. Alarm goes off, coffee brews, and you rush straight into emails, meetings, or responsibilities before your body has even fully woken up. You may feel proud of getting things done, but deep down there's a lingering sense that something is off. Energy dips mid-morning, focus fades, and motivation is harder to find than it used to be. Here's the truth. How you start your morning shapes your hormones, energy, and even your long-term health more than most men realize. Your body doesn't reset automatically just because you slept. And after 40, those natural rhythms change. Energy doesn't bounce back as easily. Recovery slows. Fat storage shifts. And testosterone, the hormone that drives strength, focus, and confidence, begins to decline if you ignore it. The good news is this: small, intentional morning habits can flip that script entirely. These aren't gimmicks. They're doctor-backed routines that optimize your hormones, prime your mind, and set your body up to perform at its best for the entire day. In this video, you're going to learn exactly how to structure your mornings so that you wake up feeling alert, energized, and motivated. You'll discover strategies most men overlook, habits that quietly influence your strength, energy, and focus, and small tweaks that can make a massive difference in how your body feels now and decades from now. By the end of this video, you won't just understand what a powerful morning routine looks like. You'll know how to implement it in a way that works for your life, your body, and your goals. And if you've ever felt frustrated waking up tired, dragging through the morning, or like your energy just isn't what it used to be, this is the video that will finally give you clarity and a plan. When you wake up in the morning, how you start your day doesn't just affect the next hour, it sets the rhythm for your entire body. Most men over 40 underestimate how critical these first minutes are. You might think grabbing a coffee, scrolling your phone, and rushing into work is normal, but what your body really needs is a sequence that wakes up your hormones, primes your energy, and signals your system that today is ready to be handled. Your body operates on cycles that have been fine-tuned over millions of years. When you sleep, your hormone levels fluctuate in predictable ways. Cortisol, your natural stress and energy hormone, peaks in the morning to help you wake up. Testosterone, which drives strength, motivation, and focus, follows a rhythm influenced by sleep, nutrition, and movement. Ignoring these rhythms is like trying to start a car with no fuel. It sputters, struggles, and never runs at its best. Imagine this. You wake up and roll out of bed sluggishly. You grab your phone before your feet even hit the floor. You check emails, news, or social media. Your cortisol spikes unnaturally because of the mental stress, not the natural wake-up signal your body expects. Your testosterone doesn't get the nudge it needs. Your body interprets this as chaos, not readiness. You start the day reactive, not proactive. That foggy feeling, the low energy mid-morning, the creeping irritability, these are all symptoms of your system starting off on the wrong foot. Now, picture a different sequence. You wake up, take a deep breath, and engage your body gently. You stretch or do a brief movement sequence to activate circulation. Even something as simple as raising your arms overhead, twisting your torso, or stepping in place can kickstart blood flow and signal your nervous system that it's time to engage. This is not about intensive training. It's about waking your body efficiently. These few minutes of intentional movement tell your hormones it's time to rise, and your energy begins to follow. Hydration comes next. Overnight, your body loses fluids, and many metabolic processes depend on proper hydration. Drinking water first thing, ideally with a pinch of salt or a squeeze of lemon, restores balance, supports digestion, and improves circulation. The simple act of hydrating correctly is a tiny signal that says, "I am ready to fuel my life today." Your mind becomes sharper. Your energy starts to feel more controlled. The fog lifts naturally without stimulants or coffee yet. Breathing also matters. Deep, deliberate breaths oxygenate your brain and body, reduce stress, and prepare your nervous system for focus. Try inhaling slowly through your nose, letting your belly expand, then exhaling fully through your mouth. It's a simple technique, but when you do it consistently, it primes your body for energy and clarity in a way that caffeine alone cannot achieve. The order of these habits, gentle movement, hydration, deep breathing, is not arbitrary. It mirrors how your body's natural systems wake up. Hormones, circulation, and nervous system activity all respond best when they are eased into action rather than jolted. By respecting this sequence, you amplify energy naturally. You avoid the crash and burn that comes from rushing into high-stress activity before your system is ready. Even a small adjustment can make a massive difference. Men I've worked with often report that within a week of following this simple morning sequence, they feel more alert in the first hour. Their mood stabilizes, and motivation to tackle tasks increases. Tasks that previously felt draining suddenly feel manageable. And when you consistently align your mornings with your biology, energy, and focus, compound day after day, this is particularly critical after 40. Testosterone naturally begins to decline, recovery slows, and stress accumulates more easily. Starting the day with a routine that supports hormonal balance is like giving yourself a natural reset button. It's not about a dramatic overhaul. It's about precise, intentional nudges to your system that restore efficiency. You're training your body to operate at its best while respecting the changes that come with age. Consistency is the secret. Doing these steps sporadically won't yield the same results. But when this sequence becomes automatic, your mornings stop feeling like a struggle and start feeling like a launch pad. Your body begins to expect readiness and responds accordingly. Energy becomes sustainable. Focus becomes sharper. Even simple things like how you walk, how you think, and how you react to stress begin to improve. So, when you wake up tomorrow, remember this: the first few minutes set the tone for your day, your hormones, and ultimately your life. Treat them with intention, and you give yourself the gift of energy, clarity, and control that lasts well beyond the morning, because how you start your day is not just a routine, it's the foundation for the man you become today and every day after. Once your body is awake and your hormones are nudged into action, the next step is movement and hydration, and how you approach these two can determine whether your morning sets you up for energy or drains you before the day even begins. Most men over 40 underestimate just how critical these early rituals are. You've probably noticed that even after a solid night of sleep, you still feel sluggish, stiff, or mentally foggy. That's because your muscles, joints, and circulation haven't fully woken up, and your body hasn't been properly hydrated since the night before. When you move your body gently first thing in the morning, you aren't just stretching. You're signaling your nervous system, your circulatory system, and your hormonal system that it's time to engage. Simple actions: raising your arms overhead, twisting your torso, walking in place, or even doing a few bodyweight squats, ignite blood flow, pump oxygen to your brain, and help wake up muscles that have been dormant all night. This is especially important after 40 because your body recovers slower and stiffness can become chronic if left unchecked. A brief movement sequence primes your system for strength, focus, and energy that lasts hours, not minutes. Hydration amplifies this effect. Overnight, your body loses water through breathing, sweating, and cellular processes, and that deficit affects every system. Your metabolism, digestion, joint function, and even hormone production all depend on being properly hydrated. When you drink water first thing, you replenish fluids and create an environment for your cells to work efficiently. Adding a small pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon can help restore electrolytes, support circulation, and stabilize energy levels. Men over 40 often notice that proper hydration alone can lift mental fog, reduce mid-morning fatigue, and improve mood. The combination of movement and hydration is subtle but powerful. Many men make the mistake of jumping straight into coffee or breakfast, thinking that's enough to kickstart energy. But without priming your body, stimulants can feel like a temporary patch rather than a true fix. When you give your body water and motion first, caffeine becomes a tool rather than a crutch. Your nervous system is ready, your joints are awake, and your hormones are already responding. This isn't about doing intense workouts at sunrise. In fact, overly strenuous exercise too early can backfire, especially if your body hasn't fully woken up or if your hormone rhythms aren't supported. The goal is activation, not exhaustion. Gentle, deliberate movements prime your energy pathways, improve circulation, and stimulate the production of hormones that regulate motivation, focus, and resilience. Think of it as warming up the engine before hitting the highway. You'll also notice mental clarity improves alongside physical readiness. Movement increases oxygen flow to the brain and activates the nervous system in ways that make decision-making sharper and focus more reliable. When you combine this with proper hydration, your brain feels alert and your body feels capable. The subtle fatigue, stiffness, or brain fog that usually plagues men after 40 begins to lift, sometimes within just a few minutes. Consistency is key. Doing this routine sporadically won't yield the same results. When you train your body to wake up this way every day, your system begins to anticipate it. Blood flow improves more efficiently, hormone signals become more reliable, and the overall energy you feel throughout the morning compounds over weeks and months. It's not about intensity, it's about alignment with how your body naturally wants to wake up. Once your body is awake and circulation is flowing, the next crucial element of a morning that fuels energy, focus, and hormonal balance is what you put in your body first, your breakfast. After 40, your metabolism, hormone production, and energy cycles change, and the food you eat early in the day has an outsized impact on how your hours unfold. Eating without strategy can leave you sluggish, foggy, or craving stimulants just to make it through the morning. On the other hand, a targeted breakfast can stabilize blood sugar, support testosterone, and prime your mind and body for productivity. Your body interprets the first meal of the day as a signal. It tells your system whether you're in fuel mode or stress mode. Eating highly processed carbs or sugary foods spikes insulin, creates energy crashes, and disrupts the balance of testosterone and cortisol. That's why many men over 40 notice that even with coffee or caffeine, energy feels temporary. Breakfast is not just about calories. It's about sending the right message to your body that today is a day you intend to perform at your best. Think of protein as a key cornerstone. It supports muscle maintenance, which naturally declines after 40 and signals your body that repair and growth are priorities. Eggs, Greek yogurt, lean meats, or plant-based proteins can give your system a steady flow of amino acids to fuel both brain and body. Pairing protein with fiber-rich vegetables or low-glycemic fruits stabilizes blood sugar, prevents mid-morning energy dips, and sustains focus. You've likely noticed that when you skip protein or rely on sugary cereals, by mid-morning, your motivation wanes and irritability creeps in. Healthy fats are equally important. They support hormone production, including testosterone, which drives energy, strength, and confidence. Nuts, avocado, olive oil, or fatty fish provide essential building blocks that your body cannot synthesize on its own. Without these fats, even if you get enough protein and carbohydrates, your hormonal machinery doesn't operate at its full potential. The combination of protein, fiber, and healthy fats creates a slow-burning energy source that fuels your morning without the roller coaster of spikes and crashes. Hydration also integrates into breakfast. Starting the day well hydrated enhances digestion and absorption of nutrients. A glass of water or even herbal tea alongside your meal ensures that your body can utilize the nutrients effectively. Men over 40 often underestimate this, but subtle dehydration magnifies fatigue and brain fog even when the meal itself is ideal. Timing matters too. Eating within the first hour of waking optimizes hormonal response and energy flow. Cortisol naturally peaks in the morning to wake you up, and pairing your first meal with this window supports metabolic efficiency. Waiting too long can prolong stress hormone dominance, keeping your body in a reactive, low-energy state. Men often report feeling sluggish and mentally clouded when breakfast is delayed, even if they are fully awake. The quality of carbohydrates is another subtle but critical factor. Choose low glycemic options like oats, berries, or whole grains. These provide glucose gradually, avoiding blood sugar spikes that disrupt energy and mood. Processed carbs, pastries, or high-sugar drinks may feel like a boost for the first 30 minutes, but they inevitably lead to a crash that undermines both focus and motivation. There's also a psychological component. A thoughtfully prepared breakfast signals to your mind that you are taking control of your health. It reinforces the routine of intentional living. Men who practice this habit report feeling more grounded, alert, and ready to handle stress. It's not just fuel for the body, it's fuel for confidence and clarity, shaping how you approach challenges throughout the morning. Even small adjustments compound over time. Swapping a sugary pastry for a balanced, protein and fat-rich breakfast may seem minor, but the cumulative effect on energy, metabolism, and hormone balance is substantial. Over weeks and months, these mornings build resilience, mental sharpness, and sustainable energy levels that far exceed the temporary lift from caffeine or sugar. The takeaway is simple. Your breakfast is a biological signal that directs how your body operates for the next several hours. Eating thoughtfully and strategically ensures that your hormones, metabolism, and mind are all aligned for peak performance. You're not just feeding hunger, you're priming energy, sustaining focus, and supporting the long-term vitality that becomes increasingly important after 40. Because the first meal of your day isn't just about filling your stomach, it's about fueling your life in a way that keeps you strong, focused, and fully alive. Once your body is awake and fueled, there's another dimension to a morning that often gets overlooked: the mental and emotional framework you bring into your day. How you think, how you focus, and how you prime your mindset in those first moments can influence energy, motivation, and even hormone balance. Men over 40 often report feeling scattered, stressed, or unmotivated in the mornings. It's not just physical fatigue, it's mental clutter that drains energy before you even leave the house. What most men don't realize is that your brain is highly responsive in the first hour after waking. It's a window where your nervous system is adaptable, cortisol is naturally elevated, and your focus is particularly malleable. If you flood this period with distractions, notifications, or reactive thinking, you prime your body for stress, not performance. You reinforce patterns that lower energy and reduce clarity throughout the day. Instead, a simple routine that engages your mind intentionally can reset your internal state. Taking just a few minutes for mental priming, reflection, or focused breathing signals to your body that you are in control, not at the mercy of your environment. Visualization, journaling, or even planning your top priorities in silence can reduce stress hormones and support dopamine and testosterone balance, hormones closely tied to motivation, drive, and energy. Imagine sitting quietly for 5 minutes, visualizing how you want your day to unfold. Picture yourself approaching tasks with focus, responding to challenges with calm, and feeling strong and capable in your body. That mental rehearsal may seem small, but it sets up your nervous system to act as if those scenarios are already real. You're literally training your brain to experience confidence and energy before the day begins. Men who practice this consistently report higher productivity, sharper focus, and a subtle but persistent increase in mood and motivation. Breathwork complements this perfectly. Deep, controlled breathing lowers stress and primes alertness simultaneously. Inhale slowly through your nose, expanding your abdomen, then exhale fully through your mouth. This simple rhythm increases oxygenation, stabilizes heart rate, and prepares the nervous system to respond with calm focus. Combined with visualization or journaling, it reinforces a mental state of readiness that carries through meetings, workouts, and challenges. Another powerful tool is gratitude or reflection. Taking a moment to acknowledge small wins, past progress, or intentions for the day shifts your perspective from scarcity or stress to empowerment. Men often underestimate the impact of mental framing. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good exercise, it's a physiological signal to your body that you are safe, supported, and capable. This reduces unnecessary stress responses, helping hormones like cortisol remain in balance while keeping energy stable. Consistency is what transforms these mental habits into long-term results. Skipping mental priming once or twice may not feel harmful, but over time, reactive mornings become habitual. Stress dominates, energy dips, and motivation erodes. By creating a structured mental routine, you are literally setting the tone for your day's physiology. Cortisol peaks naturally support focus rather than anxiety. Dopamine and testosterone respond to anticipation, challenge, and confidence instead of fatigue and distraction. Even small practices can create compounding benefits. 5 to 10 minutes spent visualizing success, breathing intentionally, or reflecting on priorities can fundamentally change how you approach the morning. It allows you to enter work, exercise, or family responsibilities with clarity instead of reaction. You feel more capable, less rushed, and more in alignment with your goals. What's remarkable is how these subtle adjustments ripple into other areas of your life. Men who adopt mental priming alongside physical routines report improved focus in work, more productive workouts, better emotional control, and even stronger interpersonal connections. By shaping your internal state first thing in the morning, you create a foundation for energy, motivation, and confidence that lasts far longer than the fleeting boost from caffeine or adrenaline. Ultimately, your mornings aren't just about waking your body, they're about waking your mind and directing it intentionally. The way you think and focus in these first moments influences hormones, energy, and resilience for the rest of your day. By committing to a brief, purposeful mental routine, you take control of your physiology, your mindset, and your life before the world even begins to demand it. Because when your mind is clear, your focus is sharp, and your energy is aligned, you're not just starting your day, you're setting the stage for the man you want to become. Once your body is moving, hydrated, and your mind is primed, the next step in a morning that fuels energy and longevity is about fine-tuning recovery and supporting hormone balance in ways that feel subtle but have a profound impact. After 40, your body doesn't bounce back as quickly. Muscles recover slower, joints need more care, and hormone production, especially testosterone, naturally declines. Ignoring these factors leaves men feeling drained, stiff, and mentally foggy, even if they maintain consistent workouts or healthy diets. But small, intentional habits can quietly enhance recovery, support hormone balance, and give you energy that lasts far beyond the morning. Your body is constantly repairing itself, whether you notice it or not. Overnight, during sleep, muscles, ligaments, and cells rebuild. Hormones surge and recede, signaling growth, focus, and repair. When you wake up, these processes are still active, and how you treat your body in the first hour can either amplify or undermine them. Gentle movement, targeted stretches, or brief mobility work not only wakes you up, but also supports tissue repair by increasing circulation and nutrient delivery to muscles and joints. Men over 40 often feel stiffness in the morning because circulation and repair signals slow with age. Activating these pathways early allows your body to work with gravity rather than against it. Supplements and light nutritional aids can also play a role, though they are not a shortcut. They are a support system. Certain vitamins, minerals, and natural compounds help maintain energy, support testosterone, and reduce inflammation that accumulates over time. Magnesium, for example, contributes to muscle relaxation, energy production, and stress regulation. Vitamin D, often low in men who spend most of the day indoors, plays a role in testosterone production and immune support. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish or algae help control inflammation and maintain cardiovascular health. These are not magic pills. They're tools to ensure that the foundations you're building, hydration, movement, and proper nutrition, are fully optimized. Recovery doesn't have to be complex. Even a few minutes of mobility or light stretching after breakfast can make a difference. Movements that open the hips, extend the spine, or gently rotate the shoulders relieve stiffness, improve circulation, and help your nervous system reset for the day ahead. You're not performing an intensive workout. You're allowing your body to function at its best while respecting the natural slowing that comes with age. Mental recovery is intertwined with physical recovery. A brief period of mindfulness, reflection, or controlled breathing enhances the effect of these physical practices. Cortisol, your stress hormone, is naturally higher in the morning, but excessive mental tension can prolong its peak and interfere with energy and hormonal balance. By pairing light movement, hydration, and a calm, focused mind, you allow cortisol to do its job in a controlled way, signaling your body that it is awake and ready, not stressed or reactive. Another subtle but powerful practice is sunlight exposure. Morning light helps regulate circadian rhythms, which directly influence hormone production, energy levels, and sleep quality later in the day. Stepping outside, even briefly, allows your body to calibrate its internal clock. Testosterone production, mood regulation, and energy levels all benefit from this simple natural cue. Men often underestimate the power of light, but it's a non-negotiable factor for sustainable energy and mental clarity. Consistency compounds these benefits. Men who integrate recovery-focused routines into their mornings, hydration, gentle mobility, supplements, light sun exposure, and mental priming, report noticeable improvements in energy, joint comfort, and motivation. Workouts feel more effective, concentration improves, and small aches that used to nag throughout the morning diminish. Over weeks, these practices reinforce natural hormone rhythms, helping maintain testosterone, cortisol, and other critical hormones in a balanced range. The key is subtlety. You're not overloading your body. You're not chasing extreme measures. You're simply giving your system the signals it needs to operate at its peak. This approach respects how men's bodies change after 40 and works with biology rather than against it. By focusing on recovery, hormone support, and energy optimization in the first hour of the day, you create a foundation that supports strength, clarity, and vitality that lasts all day and all week. So, when you wake tomorrow, remember that energy, resilience, and hormonal balance aren't byproducts of luck. They are created deliberately. A few minutes of intentional recovery in the morning primes your body to perform at its best, naturally and consistently, because the way you care for your body in the quiet moments before the world demands everything from you determines not just how your morning feels, but the quality of your life every single day. As we wrap up, remember this: your mornings aren't just routines, they are opportunities. Every small, intentional choice you make, waking with purpose, moving your body, fueling it right, priming your mind, and taking deliberate action, compounds over time to create energy, focus, and resilience that far exceed what most men experience. The changes you want in strength, vitality, and confidence aren't distant. They are built one morning at a time. By understanding how your body works and designing your mornings around it, you reclaim control over your energy, your hormones, and your life. Improvement is not just possible. It's inevitable when you commit to these habits. Your future self, the stronger, sharper, more energized version of you, is waiting, and it starts the moment you step into your mornings with intention.